afternoon here on News 8 at noon. We begin with that breaking news today. With Lake Ontario levels nearing their 2017 peak, Governor Cuomo today declaring a state of emergency for all 8 counties along the Lake Ontario shoreline. So far, we've already seen one beach close for the season, docks be overtaken by rising waters, and home and business owners worry about their properties.
We are preparing now for the reoccurrence of the 2017 flooding situation, which, as people remember, was devastating and caused a lot of damage and a lot of hardship for thousands of New Yorkers.
Well, as those flood concerns grow, the forecast becomes a key player in the lake's water levels. Meteorologist Josh Nichols here tracking the latest. Josh?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mark. One thing we don't need is more rain. I don't see that happening. This is a live look here at Lake Ontario and the Genesee. And the Genesee is just about as high as it gets in this image. You can see that right there. And what I can tell you is that wind is going to be a factor, wind direction in particular, as we go through the next few hours. More on that in just a little bit. The last official lake level taken was on Friday by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Currently, we're at 248.45 feet. The May record is 248.69 feet, and this number is still climbing, so we are approaching record levels again. And the issue, of course, is going to be some flooding concerns for those who live in especially some of those bays and inlets when the wind starts to be a little bit more northerly. Now, as we look at wind direction here with our high-resolution modeling, we can see through the afternoon the wind is a little bit more west-southwest versus northwest. That's good news. Once the wind goes a little bit more westerly and maybe northwesterly, the Wayne County shore and the northern Cuga County shore, especially in some of those more prone locales, could see some flooding issues, and that would be more of a factor again as we go through later tonight and into tomorrow. And there are lakeshore flood warnings for Wayne County through tomorrow. We'll have more on that issue, and of course the 8-day forecast lets you know about some more warmth coming in just a little bit. Mark?
Josh, watching those winds, thank you. With the possibility of flooding growing every day, the U.S. Senate today confirming 3 new members of the International Joint Commission. Jane Corwin is one of the new members. She will head to Washington, D.C. tomorrow to talk to other members about the lake levels and possible flooding. Continuing our team coverage now, Kayla Green spoke with Corwin earlier and joins us now to tell us what she had to say. Kayla?
Mark, Corwin says her first priority as chair of the IJC is to revisit Plan 2014. This plan was created to manipulate water levels in Lake Ontario. It's controversial, and some people are blaming it for the flooding along the shoreline. Corwin says the only problem isn't only Lake Ontario, but the high water levels of the other Great Lakes feeding into it. She says she believes there's positives and negatives to the plan, but she doesn't think it's doing what it was intended to do. Corwin says the big question to ask is the plan effective given the weather conditions we've been getting.
Since the plan's been implemented, we've had a lot of rain, we've had a lot of snow, we've had a lot of weather events that would cause excessive amounts of water to drain into the lake. Maybe a modification of the plan is all that's necessary. Maybe the plan needs to be scrapped altogether. It's too soon for me to know that.
Corwin says she'll be talking to the new Canadian commissioner since Montreal is being affected by the water levels as well. She says she hopes the IGC will work together to come up with a scientific solution soon, and that this decision shouldn't be based on politics. Mark?
Kayla, thanks for the update. Corwin also tells us the Great Lake Adaptive Management Committee is currently working on an analysis of Plan 2014 to determine if it is effective or not.